Good morning, Joe. TJ. Brenda. Brenda. Joe, I hope everything's going all right. I see you put a couple of shorts up.
Would have been balancing the crazy left of the Democratic Party and the centrists like me, and had a very hard time taking such a bold and decisive decision. President Trump did it. I praised him when we didn't know anything about what was going to happen as a result. And right now, things are looking actually pretty good. That decision to take that bold and decisive step, I think, has resounded to the benefit of conservative groups. After the bombing, now since that time, you're here. Yeah. There's now a ceasefire. There was a breach, and there was a ceasefire again. That's correct. Right. Does that change your opinion at all? Answer it. It enhances my opinion. I mean, we're saying if we take this action, it's going to be all this blowback. There may be blowback, but right now it's looking pretty good. We gave Israel an off-ramp. There's a lot of damage has been carried out against Iran, and Rashid has been degraded. We should make the mistake. These guys, if they can, are going to try to claw back everything that they've lost, and then some. So this is just the beginning of the process, and certainly need to stay tough. Some things might have changed, and that is, you see the segregants have not done anything to help Iran. Now, I don't think the same surrogates who just as strong as that. Notice that Russia and China have not done anything, but Korea has not done anything.
Here comes Lance. All the way from Hawaii.
Morning, Paul. Raining like
How are you
crazy.
doing?
Good. The rain's coming down really hard right now, but it usually rains at night.
What time of day is it there?
3 in the morning.
3 a.m., huh? Joe is still in the hospital.
Operate on him or anything?
No, not yet. He got an MRI on his leg yesterday. He's waiting for the results of that. And he just put in the chat, he put, okay, just getting his breakfast, and I'm going to eat first.
I better hold on. I need to mute the YouTube channel because I'm hearing it in the back.
So it's raining. Well, that's the one thing I remember about Hawaii is 1 minute it can be raining, the next minute sunshine.
And it's Kauai is the wettest place on Earth. So it rains a lot for a short period of time. It rains every day, I'm sure.
Yeah, I gotta step away for a minute. Boone is bugging me to go outside. Right back.
Okay, I'll entertain everyone. I'll sing Cover of the Rolling Stone by Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. And Brenda, you sing along with me. And a one, two, forgot the words. So I guess I won't. So I'm going to go fly Spouting Horn at sunrise, about 6 a.m. So in about 3 hours. Hopefully the rain will be gone. Both the my daughter agreed to go with me, so we'll see if she does.
Boone is a pistol.
So Joe, I shot these two kids last year surfing with my drone and with my camera. And I said, hey, here's the link that I'm going to post so you can look at them. And so I just emailed her yesterday and said, hey, I'm back. She said, awesome. We've got sponsors. The kids are better. And the kids are probably 10, 12 years old. Sometime this week, let me know. So she's going to hire me to do that. But Joe, you would think.
Well, here's my dilemma, Lance. If I leave you here, can you kind of keep an eye on things? I want to go catch a ship real quick.
Yeah, how long are you gone?
About 25, 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, I'll be here that long.
Okay, yeah. It's the Paul Tregurtha. It's the biggest ship on the Great Lakes, and I'd like to kind of get it.
Okay, maybe I'll sing as it goes by. I'll sing
There you go.
I wish I had a boat. And Brenda, you pull up the lyrics for me. It's by Jimmy Buffett.
TJ, I'll help you.
You and I can sing along. Brenda, good morning, Giggles. Good morning, USA Drone Flyer. Who is USA Drone Flyer?
Jonathan just joined.
Jonathan.
Where?
Good morning.
Where? Where?
Where what?
Where did I join you?
You join now.
Good morning, people. Hello.
Hello, Jonathan. So my camera
Morning,
on
man.
this on this computer won't let me activate it. So I won't.
Wait, nobody's pictures on the panel?
So it's just you and me and
Okay.
Paul's chair pretty soon.
Paul, turn the chair around, Paul.
We want to see the smiley face.
Yeah, we want to see smiley face.
Jonathan, what do you like about the Mavic 4 and what do you dislike?
Me, unlike other people, because everybody was excited about the Infinity gimbal, that spinning, that
Yep.
360 spin. I haven't even touched that thing yet. But now, one of the things that did pique my interest was the automatic gimbal. I mean, not gimbal. The electric ND filter. Well, from my understanding, they discontinued it. I seen something on one of the Facebook drone pages where they are not making that anymore.
Yeah, I heard
DJI,
that.
DJI discontinued it. So now we're gonna have to wait for some third party to I guess, get
And
the specs.
I thought it was going to be like a filter that was kind of built in, and you hit a button and it would slide it across the screen, across
Well,
the
no,
camera.
they have the prong, they have the power prongs for it. Once you take the first, the original gimbal
Oh yeah,
cover
okay,
off, and
gotcha.
the prongs for the electric gimbal are on there. I mean, I keep saying gimbal. The electric ND filter is on there, right? So it was meant to come with the packages, which in some people with the creative, in fact, Lon and Ken, they have it, but they got it with the creator combo. I didn't get the creator combo, but they discontinued it. Now, before they came out, if you remember, before the Mavic 4 came out, they were saying that it was going to come out, and then they said it wasn't. The problem
Yep.
was, it was too heavy. It was too heavy for the gimbal. So now the people that got them, I don't know if they got the heavy ones or if they went ahead and remade them to make them lighter or not. So that could be an issue too. So it might not be a good thing to have the one that DJI was putting out, but hopefully a third party will come out with one that works properly.
Yeah, like
But I got a
Start
feeling those
RC or
people,
something.
yeah, I got a feeling the people who have it are gonna end up with problems with their
Yeah,
gimbal eventually. If they use it
have
too
you
much.
seen a picture of what it looks like?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it yet. I was hoping Lon or Ken, showed it, but they haven't. I'm sure waiting to see it. I want to see what it look like.
Sure. Yeah, I thought that was real interesting too. I think that would have been the most interesting to lure me into the Mavic 4.
Yeah, because I mean, as a pilot, especially if you're recording footage, or even for those who have 107, they're doing a job. You put your drone up, the sun constantly moves, shifts, clouds move, so you sometimes you'll have to land your drone to change your ND filter. So that was actually a good thing because that saves you time in the air. That saves you having to literally put your hand on your gimbal, you know what I'm saying, to mess around with it. So that was one of the main points for me. One of anything. Anybody heard from Joe this morning?
He's in the chat.
Is
Or at
he?
least a guy by the name of USA, say Captain America. I think that's him. I'm not positive.
I don't know. He's been in the hospital a couple of days. They might have cloned him. Joe, how you doing, man? Let me pull up this chat. See what's going on here.
I chatted for a while, so he's probably with the nurses or eating breakfast. Giggles. Good morning, Warren.
Morning Star. Hey, beautiful. Mario. Caruso, what's good, fam? Who else we got up in here? Oh, that's about it. I say 15 people, but ain't but so many people speaking in the chat. I don't know, people. It's not looking good for DJI. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention to their sales, but a lot of their drones are disappearing off the shelves like rapidly. People are buying them up. And if you fly DJI and well, I ain't gonna say if you were smart because you wouldn't be stupid not to do it, but a person like me who flies nothing but DJI, I'd make it my business to get what I wanted or needed before it was all gone. Because this might be the end of the road for us. Unless you happen to live in another country. Mario, see what had happened was you ain't got on the panel yet. and we're waiting for you. Boom. There you go.
In a lot of countries, including Europe.
Somebody. Who is that?
Oh, Dre. Dre just came in. Good morning, Dre.
Dre, what's good, family?
Not much. Like I said, I've been telling folks, warning people about this since December. I took notice of it and just, look at the tea leaves that are out there. And a lot of folks just chose to look at things through rose-colored glasses, want to ignore it. And now that it's here, they're all
Right.
sitting there with their thumbs at their butt, wondering what we gonna do now. I said, you should have been notice was coming. I hate to be
Right.
I
Should have
can tell
went
folks
ahead
I can tell folks I hate to be the Debbie Downer, but I've been signaling this for months. I mean, if you see my live streams, you see me telling folks, hey, this is
Right.
happening.
You
Hey,
really have.
back in December, Best Buy ain't got nothing on the shelves. They ain't got nothing coming in. Then when like I tell them
Right.
about other things that were coming in from DJI were getting sent back to China, and people couldn't get the Mavic 3S hardly at all, and everything. And I said, this is
Yeah.
just yeah. It's like I said, this all started back last October, and it just escalated to where we're at now. And everybody kept thinking, oh, this will blow over. Oh, they'll come to a agreement in a few days. And I heard them all say this stuff. I said, hey, you know what? When you say certain things to other companies or other countries, don't think they don't have pride. You just can't tell folks, as we always say back in the old hood days, you can't talk crazy to everybody. Somebody gonna pull your card.
Right. Sell no wolf ticket. Somebody
Yep.
buy that.
That's right. You keep selling a wolf ticket, somebody gonna buy it up and say, hey, what up? And see, I think that's what DJI is doing. DJI said, y'all don't badmouth us. You don't claim us to do stuff that we don't do, or whatever the case may be. And I told folks when they signed that NDAA last December, I said the politicians pulled a slick move. And I remember some of the giants of the industry tried to tell me, oh, don't worry about it. We got a victory. I said, dude, ain't no victory. If they slid in some backdoor section 1709 that states, even if they don't even have to investigate what DJI is doing, it'll be automatically on the list, the covered list.
Right. And see,
by
I
the
saw that
end
as
of the
being
year.
real slick from the beginning.
Yeah, I said, as I told folks, they've already voted. They don't have to go back and vote a ban. They've already voted. I said, if you look at the NDAA, and said that was the vote right there. And they just put in the back page, thought nobody's going to pay attention to what's going on. And like I said, I talked to some of the big guys in the industry, and I said, hey, what's with this section 1709? And they talking about, oh, don't worry about that. We got a victory right now. And I said, dude, ain't no victory unless you have guaranteed victory. And,
Okay.
and that's the way it is everything. You just can't tell somebody say, oh, I give up, and then they get a grenade behind their back. And that's what they pull. Like I said, our own politicians did it to us. Didn't say, like I said, people say, well, they're gonna vote for Ben. I said they already voted. If they don't have to do nothing else for DJI to be on the covered list, which means they'll get nothing new who has not already passed the FCC licensing part will be allowed to be entered into the country. And then, like I say, you have other measures as far as the little Uyghur thing, talking about, well, we don't know who's manufacturing these parts, components, all the accessories and stuff. So we ain't gonna let it get shipped in here. So they slowed the shipping down to a crawl. Now DJI, like I heard them guys talking last night, talking about if you log on from the United States, it shows everything out of stock. Now you log in from Canada, everything's in stock.
Right. In fact, you log on US, you still don't even see the Mavic 4. Like it don't even exist.
Yeah, it
But
don't
we know
exist.
what's out there.
And then all the other drones, Mavic 3s, Mavic 3Ss, whatever, out of stock. If you are logging in from the US. And that's why I tell folks, you're already being tracked. All your little devices, phones, PCs, tablets, whatever you use, has already been tracked. They know where you log in from, and that's how sophisticated systems are today. That they know exactly what country you're logging in from, so you get directed to this page that says nothing's in stock, and you cross the border into Canada, Mexico, wherever else, and he said you can buy one like it's at the store.
Mm-hmm.
I say, hey, good morning.
It's
How
two
are you?
things that really stood out that let me know this was going down. Like you said, when Best Buy was all over the U.S. from other
Yeah.
countries. When Best Buy stopped getting what it was the Air 3. They couldn't get the Air 3. No,
Yeah.
excuse me, not the Air 3. They couldn't get the Air 3S.
Right. This is back Christmas.
Hey, little one, good morning.
Yeah, that's my. I got the grandkids are at our house this week. Well, I got three of my five.
Nice. But
Yeah.
yeah, Best Buy, you couldn't get the Air 3S. In fact, you couldn't find the Air 3S. I literally waited for, who was it? Donald. It was Donald who ordered it. And I literally wait. In fact, me and Donald was talking on Messenger. I asked him every day, hey, did you get it? Is it coming? What did it say?
Yeah.
So when Donald finally got it, when he finally put his hands on it, that's when I ordered mine through the same way. And it came to us through DHL.
Right. Yeah. Same thing as my Power Bank 2000, not the 1000, but the 2000, the extra battery
Yeah,
bank.
the external batteries. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, well, they sent it back to China the first time, and they had to resend it again. They sent it right back to China. I said,
I canceled my Mavic 4 Pro Cine combo from DroneWorks. I seen what Lon and Jonathan paid. I said, Lord, get it.
Joe,
Yeah, I listen.
So I'm gonna go get some
See,
coffee. I'll
that's
be right
crazy
back.
too.
Okay, Lance.
When it first dropped, of course, those who were able or knew about it being the Fifth Avenue, they hurried up, got down there. Of course, by the time I found out, it was too late. But
Well,
now,
like I said, Adi called all his boys, let them all know, hey, I got the hookup. Get down here before it's gone.
right.
Like
Hey,
I
I
say,
ain't mad at that. Now I've been in
I ain't mad
situations
at
like that too.
He hooked up all his boys because you notice all the ones that got it, they all know Adi. So it wasn't like you just diddy bopped into the store and you just got surprised and said they all got text messages, emails, or phone calls from Adi saying, "Hey, we gonna have XYZ numbers in here. If you want one, you better get out here and get it before it's gone." And that was pretty much the only retail place you could have bought it when it came out.
It was.
Only
it was because the
place.
other DJI store down in California is where it is. They didn't have it.
No. California doesn't have a regular direct DJI store. We have DSLR.
There's another DJI store somewhere.
I think the next one might be down in Florida somewhere. Because, like I say, B&H, Autorama, Drone Nerds, DroneWorks, all the other, even Steel City, all they were doing was taking pre-orders. And I said, and B&H and Autorama is the worst because they'll sit there and say, "Oh, we got it," and then you order it, and then it comes up on your screen, "Oh, pre-order sale," or they'll say not in stock or whatever. But then they try to play that game.
Right.
That's why I don't deal with it no more. I think I owe a couple $100 to Autorama. I paid off B&H a couple months back. I said I'll never buy anything from them again because this is even before this mess started. It was a couple years ago when I was trying to buy a replacement Mavic 2 Pro for another one that got damaged, and they played the same game with me. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with y'all. As soon as I pay off these M30T batteries, you ain't getting none of my money. I'm sorry. Like I say, my money spends like everybody else's. And I said, when you tell me you got something in stock, and as soon as I order it, you tell me it's not in stock, all of a sudden, come on, man.
In fact, was it B&H? Matter of fact, Adorama did that to me with the RC Pro too.
Yeah,
they told me they had. Look, I literally Dre, when I saw it, I literally picked up the phone. I
Mhm.
called them. I said, hey,
Yeah.
y'all got the Oxy Pro too? They said, yes, we have it. I said, you have it like in the store now? I can go ahead and order it? She was like, yeah. I said, okay. I got off the
Mhm.
phone with her. I got back in line. I hit purchase. When I hit
Right.
purchase, I looked at my account. They only took $1. I called them back. I said, hey,
What's up?
y'all told me y'all told me y'all had this. Why did y'all only
Mhm.
take $1? Why y'all didn't take the whole payment? Oh, well, it's pre-order. I said, no. I just talked to the lady and she told me y'all had it in the store. They said, no, well, we don't have it in the store. I said, here's what you're gonna do. Send me back my $1 right now.
Yeah.
Give me my
Yeah.
$1 back.
Yeah. That just, I mean, that just, chaps my hide when you play them kind of games with people, man. I said, I offer my money up front and you playing games for what you got in stock. If you only taking pre-sale orders, just say that we only taking pre-sale orders and we'll fulfill your order when we get in stock. Then let me make a decision how I want to do. Don't sit
Right.
there and bait and switch me, because that's what that is. And because I see Al say,
Yeah.
he went to Drone Works. Like I said, all of them are doing the same thing. All of them were taking pre-order sales to do. Pre-order sales don't thrill me because you can't tell me when it's showing up. And as we speak today, ain't none of them got them in. Ain't nobody
Right.
got, unless they buying a third party through somebody else, and like I say, the price may jump up or somebody's gonna eat that money. Either you gonna eat that money or they gonna eat that money.
Yeah, somebody gonna get it. And see, look,
Yeah.
once I found it on eBay, when I found it on eBay, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
every day I would get up 3, 4 times a day. I got to find this drone. I'm determined. I'm gonna have this drone. So now, when I found it on eBay, I questioned it because I never really did shop on eBay. So I asked a couple of people that I knew, "Hey, you ever shop on eBay?" They was like, "Yeah, they legit. They got no guaranteed your money back if things don't go right." I said, "Okay." So I ordered it.
Mm.
Once I ordered it, the next day I called eBay. Hey, is this seller legit? They literally checked them out for me. They was like, yeah, it's got a 97.7 rating. You're good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So the next day, I literally got on everybody's show and told them, listen, if you want a Mavic 4, go to
Mm-hmm.
eBay.
Yeah. Corey Mano, I think
Now,
if
some
I
listen.
think correctly, sorry, Jonathan, I didn't mean to cut you off like that. I want to answer
No,
Corey.
you're good.
I think there is a store in San Diego, California, that is an actual DJI store. Because I know DLSR is in the LA area. They are a DJI distributor, but they are not a direct seller of DJI drones. You can buy a number of things from DLSR, everything from standard cameras, other brand drones, but they are a DJI distributor. They are a repair shop for DJI if you don't want to send it to DJI directly, which means it'll go to Texas or all that kind of good stuff, wherever the repair facility's at. But I know we have at least 2 DJI warehouses. I know one is in Cerritos, and another one is somewhere else, might be Northern California, where there's a DJI warehouse where a lot of stuff that you buy gets shipped out of. So if it's already stateside, that's why I know for me, if I order something from DJI, I usually get it within 24 hours. Even though I buy, as some folks call the mothership website,
Mm-hmm.
if they
Oh,
have
yeah.
if it's in stock in California, I get it within 24 hours. I know there's no way I'm gonna buy something off the main website. And yeah, Burbank is where DLSR is at. I believe it is. They're located in the Burbank, Glendale area, which is right next to LA and stuff. But like I said,
Yeah.
like I said, I've searched over the years and I've never seen a DJI store with a physical address in the LA area. Like I said, there's a warehouse in Cerritos, California, which is just 5 minutes outside of Long Beach area.
So my understanding is it's one down there somewhere.
Well, that's
It's
what I
one down
always
there
keep saying.
somewhere.
Like I said, dude, the closest I think I heard is San Diego, I believe, is an actual DJI retail store.
So Dre, there's a store in San Diego. I'm gonna have to go look it up when I'm down
I believe there is, Lance, and that's
That's
the
what
only
I'm
one
saying. Okay.
I remember hearing about. It was a couple of years ago. Because
The other one is in Manhattan, Fifth Avenue.
yeah, that might be the one that's the one that Oddly works at. The one
50,
there in Fifth
5390,
Avenue
5390 Napa Street.
in San
Yep.
Diego.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it.
See if it's
But
close
Yeah,
to the
because
college.
like I said, I'm only
Eddie,
50. I'm only 50 miles
an
outside of
executive got
LA.
theirs from the one on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, like I said, I'm only 50
Browns.
miles outside of LA. So, you know, here in Southern California, traffic is notorious just like it is in New York City and other large metropolitan areas.
Oh,
And
boy.
50 miles can cost you an hour and a half of travel easily.
Just from the traffic alone. Yeah.
Just from traffic alone. So you gauge about where you will drive to do something. Like I say, if you want to drive into LA, you leave your house where I live at, you don't leave until around 10 a.m. and you make sure you leave out before 2 p.m. That's how tight the window is. Between 10 a.m.
Right.
and 2 p.m., you get in and get out. Other than that, you're going to spend up to about maybe 2 hours trying to get in, another 2 hours, 3 hours getting out. Just to travel 50 miles.
Just
So
like
it's
in
not
Atlanta.
too far from San
Like in
Diego
Atlanta,
State.
you go to
It's
Atlanta wrong time of day.
on just
Second
off of
trip.
Highway 8 and Highway I-5.
Yeah, off that 8 loop.
But in the major cities.
Who the fuck has time to get up 2 hours before
That's
they
Listen,
fairly
if
close.
you
I
live
may
in a
try to
major city, if
frequent
you live
that
in a
this
major
summer.
city and you driving
Mhm.
to and from work, that's what you gotta do. You're gonna have to get up extra early. Every day you're gonna be stuck in traffic if you gotta be to work 8, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When I was an officer in Long Beach, briefing was at 6 a.m. I would leave my house at 4
It's
a.m.
slow shit down here.
Mhm.
That's just what it is.
Dre, you hear your friend in the background?
Okay, I was going to ask you, was that your mom or your other friend?
That's the other friend.
Nobody.
You nobody. Big say good morning, Dre.
So I said, good morning. Yeah. There you go,
Somebody
Joe.
just came in.
Yeah, I tried to get on my iPad and it said the link was invalid, so I'm back on my phone.
Oh,
I don't know
USA, how
why.
we going this morning, man?
the link is in the chat.
I know I used it.
It worked for me, and it said it was invalid.
Yeah, it said it was invalid on the iPad, but it worked on an iPhone, so what's the difference?
I don't know. You using the hospital's Wi-Fi?
Yeah, but it's still Safari. That's the
Apple
problem.
product.
Yeah, the doctor came in this morning already and he said everything looks good. Because they talked, what they were saying yesterday was they wanted to go down. I see him like Thursday or Friday, and then they're going to evaluate it and then probably next week sometime do an outpatient. But then he tells me he's going on vacation next week.
Man or woman, TJ?
So it's a guy, Dr. Werler. And he said, if you're
No,
having any
TJ.
problems with it, see my
TJ said
PA. And if you got to have any surgery, they'll have another guy there.
So they haven't determined if you need a surgery or not yet?
No, they kind of determined that they're going to need surgery.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he don't want to cut it open right now because it's so huge.
Right.
He said, they're going to basically, the wound care people are working on it more. They're going to be in this morning.
Right.
And my question is this. First of all, I can't wrap it the way they're wrapping it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number one. I don't have the material they got to wrap it.
Well, they'll give it to you.
Yeah, but still, I ain't wrapping it that way. My daughter's a nurse. Maybe she can wrap it,
Mm-hmm.
So I can get her over. I just need hands down by my feet, not up here.
I understand.
So they're also talking about a sleeve that I could put on there that would work. Now, I could probably put the sleeve on.
Yeah, but that's a lot of straining, bending over and pulling it up, and
Yeah, it's still, you know what I mean.
yeah, it's just
So
comfortability factors. Best to, like I said, best to have it wrapped.
yeah, basically, I'm going to be in Louisiana with 100-degree heat with a wrap on my leg for 2 weeks.
Mm,
That means I ain't going nowhere.
mm.
I got nothing that's scheduled officially until the 21st, 22nd of July.
So you must
And-
have took more than just a fall, Joe. You hit something going down.
Well, my leg, like we figured out, I said my leg had to whip around and hit because
Mhm.
I did a roll because I hit my shoulder and
Okay.
my shoulder, I can't lift my arm above my head right now.
Yeah, but it's just bruised.
It's not even bruised. It's saying I strained it. I had to have strained it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
All right.
they checked it out, and then Dr. Tran last night gave me some of that Voltaren or whatever it's called,
Yeah,
and he had the
cold
nurses
heat
rubbing it
stuff.
down this morning. So I don't mind.
Yeah.
Joe,
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah.
Joe.
I'm
You
listening.
do realize that you had your hand above your head when you said you can't lift your hand above your head, right?
No,
I just wanted you to know that.
let me show you. Just the hand, I can do it. Just one here, watch. That's it. That's all I can do. It's killing me. That's the one I landed on. And they looked at it and checked it and said they don't see anything except that I probably, when I hit it, I pushed off.
Mm.
And that's what I probably did. That's where my watch was. It was all on the ground. I landed on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an Apple Watch. And my Apple Watch, when I come up and look at it, it's calling 911. And I go to press the screen's
Okay.
completely shattered. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to press it. And I'm saying, damn. And it won't do it. So they called 911. And then they called me back, So I was able to cancel that one.
Mm-hmm.
I told him, I said, I tripped at the stadium and hit the ground. I said, I'm fine. I said, if you need to send a unit, come on. They said, we'll send the resource officer over to verify it like that. I said, tell him about my car. He knows me. Like that. He come walking over. He said, you fell? I said, yeah, it's somewhere. And then,
Yeah.
I took what I have is a protective covering or like a little snap-on case with,
Mm-hmm.
with tempered glass and everything. That's what shattered. The watch don't even scratch.
Mm.
So I got a backup I'll put on when I get home.
Okay.
But thank God I spent that $15.
Yeah.
So I'll never wear one without one. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're gonna hit something with your hand. But they brought me my breakfast this morning. I had scrambled eggs, a big link of sausage, biscuits with gravy, and grits with cheese.
Mm.
Now I'll probably not eat no more today. But I was starving. Haven't eaten
Mm.
since like 4 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah.
I was hungry.
Mm.
I got some pineapple wedges to pick on. Yeah, that's it. And orange juice.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right,
but
man. Well, you hang in there, partner. It just seemed like you took a heck of a tumble, not just a regular fall. We thought you might just, roll on the ground a little bit.
no, I busted my ass. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
I had the
Yeah.
drone, I had the Air 2S in a bag, and I had the gimbal on it and everything, gimbal cover on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I had
Right.
Look,
my smart controller in the bag.
Yeah.
And when I started rolling,
that's
I
why you hurt
grabbed,
yourself right there.
I grabbed.
I've been saying that from the beginning. That's why he hurt himself, because he went to fall and he's got all that stuff in his hand and he don't want none of that to break.
Ain't none of that hit.
Say something, TJ. Oh, what?
I was asking if you're in here.
Yeah, I'm in here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, ain't none of that bag hit the ground, but it must have hit something because it knocked the gimbal cover off.
Mm-hmm. Well, you were
But
trying to protect it though.
it was protected. It wasn't just in a bag; it was in an old camera bag that I carry. It's padded, all padded.
No, you're not getting it. That's why you hurt yourself, Joe. You
Oh,
were
I
too
know.
busy worried about the stuff you was holding rather than just letting it go and catch yourself. That's just something we do as humans when we're protective of something, whether it be a child, whether it be a possession. We would go to falling and look to protect that possession more than ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I could have caught myself. That's how fast it happened.
Mm.
I got quick reflexes. That person almost took that other one out on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But I got quick reflexes.
Oh, that's
But
nice.
all I remember was I hit it and I went, "Oh Lord," and then I'm on the ground. You know, because I hit it. You know,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it could
that's
have been
good.
it could have
Whoa.
been a lot worse. I really
Yeah.
think what happened is I'm trying to look at this. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was thinking of how I hit and where I fell, and then where it found me when I got up, when I was getting
Yeah.
up, and my leg, the leg that's got the injury on it, was actually back by the concrete because I was by the car in the dirt, and the
Hmm.
concrete was about 3 inches, 2 inches off the ground. So I think I smacked it on the concrete because I also got some scrapes that you could tell from the concrete.
Yeah. Whose footage is this we're looking at?
That's Lance.
I'm
He's
about
in
to ask
Mine.
the same question. I want to say
Okay.
Kauai.
Hawaii.
He's in Kauai.
Oh, okay.
This
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful
this is
island.
mine. So this
Hmm.
kid here that you see, his mom just hired me to shoot him this summer. So this is last year, and so I'm gonna go in the next couple of days, and she's got two sons actually.
You
But
going back to Hawaii or?
he's there.
He's there now.
He's there
Oh,
now.
oh, okay. Ain't you this fancy, huh?
He's supposed to be on vacation, but he just caught a job.
Hey, another. That's the best kind of vacation.
Right.
Shoot, the day,
Vacation that pays for itself.
yeah, the day I
Mhm.
left Hawaii, it was the morning I left Hawaii. We were leaving at 3 in the afternoon. That morning, I got a call from one of the agencies. Say, "Can you shoot a girl real quick before you leave?"
Hmm.
I said, "Where we gonna do it?" She goes, "We just got some items. We could do it in the beach
Mm.
like this." So he brought her down to
Nice.
Waikiki Beach in a gold bathing suit with all these little things. I took a bunch of pictures of her. My wife said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to shoot another a model right now, real quick." I said,
Mm.
"I'm leaving, so you need to bring me a check." That's what I told them,
Hmm.
like that. And I told, they said, "Regular rate?" I said, "No, I'm on vacation." That's what I told them, right?
Hmm.
Just joking around. And this is back in '84. They walked down there and handed me $500, you
Hmm.
know? So,
Yeah.
and I was only there shooting her about 10 minutes.
Yeah. I was gonna show Lance this thing. This is the power bank thing for the Insta360.
Yeah.
Supposed to give it up to
He
about
was riding that wave, yeah.
five
That's for
hours of battery power.
that's for the which version?
The X4 and X5.
Well, you heard the leak of the specs on the Mini 5, up to an hour flight time. We're not going to see it, so what's the difference?
I was about to
I
say you ain't gonna see it. I mean, the difference. My thing is when I hear stuff like that, I try to tell people all the time. I said I don't get excited about spec sheets or whatever because in the real world,
Yeah.
50 hour, 50 minutes, whatever turns into maybe 30 minutes,
38.
35 minutes.
Yeah.
38 minutes. I'm like, and then people always talking about no, it does an hour. I remember one guy was trying to tell me, it says his Mavic 3 Enterprise, he gets 38 minutes of flight time. I said, show me your stats and stuff.
Yeah.
I got proof. Because we were arguing about actual flight time. I said, I'll show you my numbers from Air Data on my Phantom 4 Pro and my Mavic 3E. I said, from 100% to 30%, hit the return home button. And I said, there's only about 5.5 minutes difference in flight time. And he tried to say, well, why we get an average of 38 minutes. I said, show me the data.
Yeah.
And like I say, to this day, this guy had never come back online to say a word. I said, you sell it. We say, John, you selling me wolf tickets, man. You going off spec sheets and not real world uh, working numbers and stuff. So people don't realize
Well,
how
Joe, you got
much.
to remember now. Joe, you got to remember, you got some people put these drones up in the air. They they think they flying, right? But they just
Mhm,
sitting in the air. They
mhm.
not, yeah, they're not um using stuff on the drones like we do, like especially like you do.
Well,
So
like I tell
you're
folks,
burning more battery quicker.
right? Well, I tell people, I said, a
Yeah, you
lot of your power gets burnt up when you first take off and when you return it back to home.
Yep.
You burn up so much. I mean, you burn up
mhm.
almost 3, 4, maybe even 5% of battery usage just taking off and getting to where you want to start flying. Because you might be 100%. Next thing you look down, that thing's right down to about 94%. and stuff. And then it depends how far out you got to go. You got to fly that sucker back.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
got to realize
that,
too, like you go out to
right.
that lighthouse. That lighthouse,
Mm-hmm.
you might be fighting the wind one way, and
Right.
then you got the wind coming back. By the time you get to that 2,000-foot lighthouse, you're at 90%. What you talking about? Then you're setting up a waypoint hyperlapse or something. By the time
Yeah.
you set it up and do it, and then go back to it, you look down, you're at 82%
Mm-hmm.
before you even start flying.
Yeah. So that's why I try to remind folks when I hear things. Well, it's an hour, minute battery time. I'm like, whatever. Let me see what actually you do. How many minutes you actually get in flight. And I'm just as shocked like everybody else. That's why I like programs like Air Data, that it gives you the real numbers, the time you take off to the time
Yeah.
you land, and it tells you exactly how much time you were in the air. So like you say, Joe, if you sitting there, you got the prop spinning and you on the ground still, and you flitting around doing something on the controller, you burn up battery time.
Yep.
You
I
know?
tell you, you remember when you
Yeah.
lost the last drone you lost, right?
Yeah, my
You
Phantom
said you said it did not um
didn't
record
register.
did not record the flight, right?
No.
My
Yep.
Avata 2 did not record the flight.
Oh, when it did it, you see, that's just crazy.
You
Like
know,
I say,
'cause me and DJI got in that about that.
yeah, because
And
I go ahead.
the DJI, I called them about it, and I
Mm-hmm.
told them that I said the wind pushed it into the thing. I said, so I can't get to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, well, send us the flight data because it's still under warranty,
Mm-hmm.
like that. And they said, so if it's under warranty and we see something in the flight data, we'll send you a new one. I said, I can't send you the flight data. I don't have it. I said, I could send you the video and show you. I
Mm-hmm.
said, but I don't have the data. It did not pick it up.
Right. Yeah, because the data show the stick movements. That's what they're trying
Oh
to show,
my
that
God.
you
Yeah.
did something to stick movements or
I'm
whatever.
sorry. Listen, I got into a big argument with DJ behind that thing. I sent DJI a drone because something happened to it, right? They told me to send them the drone, so I sent them the drone. In fact, it
Mm-hmm.
was a Mini 2. It was a Mini 2. And they literally sent me an email and told me to send them the flight data. I said, yo,
Mm-hmm.
stupid. You got the drone. What do
Yeah.
you mean I got to send you the flight data? I said, you DJI, you created that drone. You can see that flight data. Don't play with me, man. I got into a crazy argument with them. I'm talking about for about a good hour and a half. I was on the phone giving them the business behind that. Eventually, they got tired of me giving them, common sense.
Yeah.
And they just went ahead and sent me a new one.
Yeah.
Well, like I told them, I said, run it as a flyaway. I can't get it. I'll just pay for the flyaway, right? Because I got the refresh on 2 years refresh. And they said, well, we could do it that way. We're going to have to do it that way because we don't have that. We can't get the data. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, oh, I knew you got to do it that way. So let's just do it, right? I'm
Yeah.
not worried about it. I got 1304 coming back and 199 for the drone. So I'm still making
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I heard that Johnny tried to do an intel on the drone and had no luck.
Well, they saw it. They could see it. And I noticed something last night when I was sitting here looking at some videos. I was looking at something and I saw my tugboat video come up I shot before. And I looked at something. When I can get back out there, I'm going to take the Mavic 3 and go up above it and look down because I might be able to look into that area. Because it's just enough gap right there that I might be able to zoom in. I ain't
Oh,
going to be
okay.
close. I ain't going to be
Yeah.
close.
Put on an ND filter to cut the glare of the water out, and you might be able to see through it.
Yeah. Because I don't think it's in the water. He said he saw it. They said they could see it, but it was down in a hole in a tugboat where they couldn't get to it.
Oh, so it's dry. I thought it was floating, sitting in water in the
No,
tugboat.
it's down there. But the only thing is, like I said, DJI are going to send me a new one, so they bricked it already.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let it rest in peace. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Only
At
thing I
least
need off of it
you'd get
is the ND
you'd
filter.
get the battery back and the SD card back.
Well, if I can get it out, I'll get my SD card, my ND filter, and the battery.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
And then I can tell Johnny if he needs the motors, they got motors.
Yeah. I know when I got mine back, whoever found it, the neighbor who found it took the SD card out because that was the one thing missing.
Yeah.
I said that and the battery. So I was thinking he probably thought I was flying over his property when he looked at the SD card and said, "Oh, this is all the new housing they're building."
Yeah.
and probably just erased it and kept the SD card. It was a 128. Nice little
Yeah.
piece of memory card to have.
Well, I only got 64s on those, but like I
Yeah.
got about 10 of them. I got 6 of them, I think, sitting unopened yet. So it's like
Yeah. You do
I'd
like
rather,
me,
yeah. If his brother-in-law go, yeah.
bag full of stuff.
If his brother-in-law goes out there again, he said he thinks he
Mhm.
can get it with a long pole. So if he goes out there
Mm.
and gets it for me, I'll tell Johnny, look, I just need the SD card, the battery, and this. You keep the motor because it's brick. You can't use the
Right.
unit.
Right.
You
Right.
know, I mean, it might have some parts on that. It might need one day.
Yeah. Keep it for parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Mr. Murray, I see you tiptoeing around. You trying to be sneaky, getting a Pepsi out.
Yeah, he was slipped back up in
No,
here.
I'm
Yeah,
editing the ship video I just did.
yeah,
but
Jonathan.
but
Jonathan,
you
he's
got a
like a
Pepsi,
slick.
though.
He tiptoed out the chair, grabbed the case of Pepsi, disappeared around the corner, and then came back, put the case
Oh,
back on the shelf.
I had to fill the refrigerator back up.
It's like a chain smoker. You got to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah, did he
I
stop
saw
the
him.
fridge?
Yeah, I saw him. I'm surprised he can come back with a bowl of ice cream with
No,
Pepsi in it.
after he edits, he'll come back with a Boston cream. So, hello. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. So how long you gonna be in Hawaii, Lance?
Till the 3rd of July.
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
My wife and I gonna go up to Solvang, California, on the 7th. Spend about 4 days up there. I'm take the 360 up there. Get some footage of us walking around. Solvang is a replica Bavarian town in Central Valley of California in the mountains. So
Very cool.
everything is like, the German Bavarian look and little shops and stuff. We got some great breakfast joints and candy shops up there. I mean, talk about pecan clusters about this big around.
Yeah, we've got one called Leavenworth up here.
Mhm.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then we'll go visit my wife's favorite spot. There's a Indian tribe casino about 3 miles down the road. So we'll make our donation there.
very nice. In fact, here's Leavenworth right here.
Yeah, same design, same look.
Yep.
It's about identical. Yep.
And
Yep.
my wife loves, and I love this town too. It's about 3 hours from our house.
Yeah. About the same distance for us, about 2.5, 3 hours. We're going to drive up there and spend a few days. Yeah. Yeah, we were
Did I
we
ever
were
tell
thinking
you
about.
that the Pacific Northwest is like the most beautiful place to live?
I have to agree. Like I say, I thought about moving back to Portland area. I wanted to go back and try to buy a house in Vancouver. Vancouver, Washington.
Yep.
Like I said, it's just a suburb of Portland. Basically, all it is.
Yep. Great place to live because you can go over the border and buy things in Portland tax free.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Like I tell her, I say, yeah, you do a lot of overcast, and you have the amount of rain, but the winters are mild. Usually, if you do get an early snow, it may snow around early November, and it's usually gone by Valentine's Day. So I don't mind those kind of winters. Yeah, you're right, Jonathan, that the drone keeps a ongoing record of your flight data. So like I say, DJI is talking about semi-flight day. I said it's in the bird itself. It's an ongoing catalog. Every time you fly, you get something. Yeah.
So, what are you up to today, Dre? You not working?
No, I'm off. Gotta go down and get the granddaughter registered for college. Also, my youngest daughter, who got a job at the local shelter here in town, is adopting a dog. So, guess who gets to go pick it up this morning?
Well, that's what
So-
grandpas are for.
Yeah, so that's my. And then I'm trying to teach my grandson, who is here at the house, how to fly a drone. I said yesterday I had him study up and take the trust test and everything. So today we're gonna
So you
break.
gonna let him fly the Neo or what?
Well, I bought him a Neo for Christmas, but like I said, that's why I was asking about a controller yesterday. I just don't like the phone setup. Plus, his phone, when you try to go get the program, plus his mother, my son and his mother, they're divorced, so she controls his phone in a way. So we would have to ask her permission for him to download the
Add that.
right. And I'm like, you know what? Listen, let me get you a controller.
That'd just be better. Besides that, it makes it so much easier. I got to
Right.
worry about is your battery, your drone, any filters you might need, and the controller. Once you turn it on, it's on.
Right. So that's just my thinking also, Paul. So I went ahead and got that RCN2 controller with the screen built in.
Yep.
Because I didn't want him to have to worry about trying to attach his phone, that kind of stuff. So that's the route I'm going. But the controller won't show up until late July, early August. So I'm gonna have him train on my old original Spark, which still works, and have him train with that.
How come it's taking so long to get that controller?
It was like I say, Paul, it's one of the only ones I found on Amazon, first of all. And like I say, the RC2 or whatever it is, N2 or 2, whatever it is, I guess it's like a unicorn. You'll see the other ones with no screen, dime a dozen. And then everybody wants to get the Pro. And then you see the Pros.
Well, I
Dime a
thought
dozen.
Justin found it for you online.
Well, yeah, Justin found it on eBay, but like I said, I saw it there. It was like the eBay one was a used one for $10 cheaper than the brand new one.
Yeah, but you get it right away, right?
You know what? eBay, it is no overnight shipping, so you're relying upon the person being, them being studious about going to the store, putting it UPS or how FedEx or however he's shipping it. So my thing is, I have drones here for him to train on, so that's not a big deal. The Neo's going to be at his my son's house, so he's not missing out. He'll be here all week with me and my wife and his other cousins that are here at the house. And so like today, I have him in the backyard doing the square pattern and doing the X pattern training maneuvers, and then have him go out, bring it back straight to him. And then probably tomorrow or whatever the case may be, I'll take him out to a larger park with no trees, and we'll do some more training steps from there. And
Yes.
I'm videoing this just to show people that, if you want to train somebody, take them through all the steps. Because a lot of folks say, "Oh, come out with me and I'll show you this, that." I said, no, take them through every step. Put them down from the computer, make them take the trust test. That because my thinking on that is that when I start explaining things, he will have the concepts of what I'm saying.
All right.
Because he's already took the trust test. So when I talk about 400 feet levels, when I talk about other things that were related to this drone terminology, he will be a little familiar with what I'm trying to tell him and stuff. And then as far as, prepping the drone, everything else, because the trust test takes you through all that kind of stuff as far as pre-flight steps, everything else. I want him to be very knowledgeable about what he's doing.
Yeah, I've been selling on eBay since 2000, and every time I sell something, I usually get it out the same day. Let's say two
Yeah,
days handling at the least, just in case I'm not around. I'm doing something.
right.
And Monday, I sold something on eBay through a camera, so camera builder filters 01. I had
Mm-hmm.
3 sets of one off of Ken Herring show.
Mm-hmm.
3 sets at 2 different times. Okay,
Right.
I never did use them. I used 1 set on my original Levada. I tried it, but I had the
Right.
2 sets unopened. Right, so I put them on eBay. $40 for the set because they're normally $50. So I sold one yesterday, and this says needed to be shipped by today. I'm saying, well, shit, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I went and made the freaking label, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
just ship it when I get home. But at least I
Yeah.
got the label out, and then they paid me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just, and that's because in the past people would be dragging their feet trying to ship stuff out and everything, and that's how they get you. They won't. It won't. The transaction won't go through until you actually ship it.
Yeah. So I'll know tomorrow. I'll know tomorrow when I get home. If I get home early enough and I hear the lady down, the person that comes to the mailbox, I'll hear her. I just
Mm-hmm.
holler, got something for you.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to go get medication. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna probably wind up at the get a post office anyway.
Yeah.
Because they said I
Yeah.
could walk on this thing. I just got to keep it wrapped. And as long as I can fit into the crock, I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Well, don't overdo it, dude.
Oh, I'm not overdoing nothing.
It's
I,
just
I
you
got, like
got.
I said, I got to go get 2 things at the store when I go. Got to go
Yeah.
get the bag of fresh fruit I eat, the frozen fruit I eat,
Mm-hmm.
and my medication,
Yeah.
and I'm good. I got enough stuff at home to get me by for a couple of weeks.
Good. Good. Like I said, you got your daughter ain't too far away, so she can come by and check on you
She
at least
could,
once
she could live
once a
in a
day.
complex that should be too far away. But she's too lazy.
Well, I can say I'm sure you know how to incentivize her so she can come by and check on you at least once a day.
Well, I got mad at her yesterday. They were driving back from Costco.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we're coming back from Costco. What? I said, I need you to go run and check on my car. Well, the
Mm-hmm.
car's fine. I said, I don't care what you think. I
Yeah.
said, I parked it not in the ER parking lot, but the parking lot next to it, backed it up in there, and put my
Mm-hmm.
business card on it in case.
Right.
And I got my press stuff in it and my handicap tag, all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, so in case they look at it being there 3 days and say, well, it might be an abandoned car
Mm-hmm.
and get it towed on me. I said, I just
Right.
need you to go check on it.
Right.
I said, you getting ready to get off the interstate, take a right instead of a left.
Mm-hmm.
you know? So they came over and checked and said, everything's fine.
Okay.
But I argued with her for 10 minutes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I got going on, Paul. A lot of grandpa duties today.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And then like tomorrow, I'll be like Joe. I gotta go visit my doctor tomorrow and stuff. My urologist, to make sure I keep peeing straight.
Well, they just gave me the Torosumide. So in about 20 minutes, for the next 4 hours, I'll be peeing all day.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
got a dental appointment like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I think it's 9 o'clock on Friday morning. I'm gonna call
Mm-hmm.
them today and cancel it, push it back.
Yeah.
I could probably be there, but I could wait a couple more weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the prognosis as it sits right now, or you haven't heard if you're going home tomorrow?
I'm going home tomorrow. I know that.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Last night at 10:30, I turned the TV off. Now I closed my eyes because I was a little tired, and I kind of woke up without anybody coming in here, and looked up at the clock, and it was 4:15. So I slept straight through, and then as soon as I opened my eyes like that, and I looked at the clock, I laid here. One of the nurses come in. They were coming in, just like I'm on schedule.
Yeah.
So I knew she was coming in to do blood work. 4 o'clock in the morning, blood work.
Mm. Is Jonathan still around? I see he got his mic on mute. I was going to show him something.
Might be fighting with somebody.
I'll see if he's going to come back on.
Yeah,
Jonathan.
Nah, we ain't fighting. We listening and talking. We
Or she'll do some lovey-dovey stuff we didn't know
Yeah,
about.
Jonathan, you know what I was telling you about how I wanted to pay off B&H real quick because I was tired of fooling with him? That's
Yeah.
that's my refund check because I overpaid them.
we owe you.
Yeah, they owed me $66. I said, I ain't playing with y'all no more, man. I'm getting you off my.
Yeah, I told them put it on my credit
Look,
card. That's what I gave you.
they probably been owed you $66. They just decided maybe if we
Yeah.
get back to them, they'll come back and shop with us.
Well, the thing is, they'll sit on it hoping you'll buy something else because it was on my account. I said, I ain't buying nothing from y'all. That $66 been sitting on my account for about 3-4 months.
Yeah.
They finally sent me a
Right.
check. I'm like, I said, I'm done with y'all. I am done. All right, Jess, I gotta go get some gas in my car so I can go get the pupper dog from the pound.
Great, did you get a hold of a
What kind
controller?
of dog is it you're getting?
I don't know, Paul. It looked like some kind of little mutt chihuahua or something. I told her nothing over 5 pounds.
Huh.
That was my rule.
Well, this is the thing. Don't feed them or they'll get over 5 pounds. Because mine was about 6 pounds. So I started giving her treats. And she's
Mhm.
11 pounds now.
Yeah. Well, I can say it was a big give on my end because I kept saying no and stuff. I said, "You want a dog? Go get your apartment first." But I gave in finally and said, "Okay, this is the parameters we're gonna work with."
Get a
Who's
little
the
mean
dog for?
chihuahua. There you go.
What's that, Paul?
That wasn't me.
No,
Oh,
that was
okay.
me. Who's the dog for?
My youngest. She's 24, and she just got it. She got a job about a month and a half ago for the city at the local shelter. So she sees all these cats and dogs and pigs and whatever else they got down there, and she's on that. And her old dog died about, I think, around January and stuff. So she even did a PowerPoint to show me all the benefits of having a dog. I'm like,
I know that made you give in. That's what it did.
no, that wasn't it. It was the other
Mhm.
one. I shared a bed with made me give in.
He got teamed
I'm gonna
up on.
talk my daddy into getting me a dog.
hmm So I will see you gentlemen later.
Later, Dre.
Okay.
All right, bye bye.
See you, Dre.
Drake. Drake.
He's gone.
He's gone. It's like I get teamed on with the 3 dogs. They'll go in the hallway and get in each other's face, right? All 3 of them just look at each other. And then all of a sudden they'll all come running in and Tino will be first and he'll be barking at me like, give us a treat. So they team up. They say, go, he'll give it to you if he likes you more. Hey, Paul, they fed
Yeah.
me this morning, boy. God darn it.
What's that?
I said, they really fed me this morning.
Oh, what'd they give you?
I had sausage, 1 sausage link. I had scrambled eggs, biscuits with gravy, and grits.
Oh, wow. They fed you good.
It was like 1,100 calories with everything.
Wait, earlier you said you had 2 sausage links.
No, it's just 1. It's sausage gravy on the grits.
And the pineapple.
Yeah, I got pineapple slices, the milk, and the coffee that tastes like shit. I drank about 3 sips of the coffee and put it back.
Nice for this.
I done had one of them nurses go to Circle K.
Oh, I got
They
orange
run
juice
Circle
too.
K.
That's too much.
So I got orange juice over there, milk, and pineapple slices.
So, Jonathan, tell us about your 4 drones. What are they?
A 4 drone? I got 5. Oh, you talking about on the picture? Oh, no, what's that? The Mini 4, the Air 3, the Air 3S, and the Mavic 4 Pro.
Do it in order from right to left, from top to bottom.
From right to left, from top to bottom. On the top is the Mavic 4.
That's in the
To
middle.
left.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah,
middle of the Mavic
yeah,
4.
but it's further up to the top of the car by the controller. All right, we can go over the middle from. Oh. All right, you can see what the Mavic 4 is. Beneath the Mavic 4 is the Mini 4 Pro. On your left, with the yellow propellers, is the Air 3S. On your right is the Air 3. The Air 2S isn't in that picture.
Okay, gotcha. So the Air 3S, did you buy the removable lens?
Say again?
Air 3S, did you buy the removable lens?
The removable lens? You mean the ND filters?
Can't you remove that lens and put a 24 on there? I don't know, or 70, or I don't know how it works.
I don't think so.
No, no. You think about Inspire technology.
3S on the Air 3S, I think you can. Can't you guys?
No.
No,
The only thing
no.
I can put on, the only thing I can put on there is like filters.
Air 3S, it's a different drone, Paul.
Yeah, only just like the others, the only thing you switching on those are the ND filters. The Inspire series is the ones where you can switch
You
cameras.
could
Yeah,
put different
that's
lenses
big
on the
boy.
camera. Yep.
So
Yeah,
my buddy
that's
has the
trade
Air
territory.
3S, and he's able to change the focal length on his drone by putting on a different piece. Is that not true?
Not that I've ever.
He's probably putting on a wide widescreen. What
Yeah,
am I trying to think of?
you're thinking about the wide angle lens attachment that
Wide
goes on
angle
top.
lens. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep,
Wide
that's
angle lens on
exactly what
there.
I'm thinking about. Thank you,
yeah,
Donald.
I've got it. The only time it's really useful is dusk or early morning, which I don't wake up that early. But during
So is
daylight,
it doesn't actually clip off the old camera and put on the new one, does it? It's just an attachment on the front?
no, it's just like the
It's
ND
just an
filter.
ND filter.
It's just like the ND filter. It snaps on just like the ND filter. But
Gotcha.
because of that, you cannot use it with an ND filter.
Gotcha.
It is an
Okay.
ND filter. It's called a wide angle lens.
It's a
It's an
setting.
ND filter.
Yep.
That's not an ND filter. It's a wide angle lens. It does not have any ND element to it. So you're bringing in full light to the camera. And so there's no ND rating to it.
It's like $89 or something,
Yeah.
Jonathan.
And
Yeah,
so
it snaps on like an ND filter then.
it snaps on just like an ND filter.
Just like
yes.
an ND filter. Yep.
Right.
Yeah, it's an
There we go.
attachment. But because
Yeah,
it snaps on in place of the ND filter, you cannot use an ND filter with it. So that limits its use for doing video in daylight hours if you're trying to.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Back there it is right there.
And
Yeah,
I've
actually,
got it.
I've got it as well. Like I have it on the Air 3S and I got the 16 on the Air 3.
Yeah.
I actually like flying with that.
I've got it, and I kind of regret it. After I got back home, I realized I should have thrown that on when I was down at the beach at sunset. That would have been
Yes.
a good use for it, but I didn't even think about it. And that's why shooting without a plan sucks, kids, because you
Yes,
forget things.
A checklist. I'm making that right
Yeah.
now.
I'm finished. Yeah, I actually loaded it up this morning. But I took a picture of it. I was shocked because I've been saying they don't give me enough.
Oh, wow. That's a big breakfast.
Oh, and I got another little thing over there. Look. Hear that? I ate too much. Well,
Content, huh?
I've been taking Manjaro,
Right.
so I haven't eaten as much. I've lost like 35 pounds in the last 8 weeks. And I ate this because I was hungry and I know what I got coming later probably not going to be as much.
Right.
And I figured I'm here just today. I'm back on it tomorrow, Might as well eat.
Might as well.
Because when I get the day before I got to take the shot, I get hungry. Well,
You get one cheat day.
yeah.
Nothing but-
I don't know. Sometimes you got to cheat,
All right, Mr. Joe, if you need something, call me, okay?
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, give us a rating on that one.
I like that. Sometimes you gotta cheat. Okay, Joe.
Hold on a minute. I
On a
gotta
scale
find
of
the
1
damn
to
thing.
10.
You don't wanna
Who's Joseph's iPhone? Who's that?
That's Joe.
Joe who?
Hospital
USA.
Joe. Captain
I
Joe.
cannot find the Zoom chat on my phone right now. It went somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, I can't find you. Hold on. Stupid ass thing. Might wind up getting off. See, that's not letting me move. There you go. I found you.
You need to give your nurses the YouTube channel so they can watch it from the nursing station.
I'll put it this way. This one here, I'd have to get shocks on my car.
You had to get what?
Heavy duty shocks on my car. Big girl.
Big girl, huh?
Yeah. Nice but big. Her name is Summer.
Big girls need love too.
Yeah, I know. What her name is Summer, right?
Summer.
She ought to be summer, winter, and fall.
Yeah, ma.
Y'all didn't get that, did you?
They're
Yeah,
down at the nurses. Joe, they're down at the nurses station listening to you talk.
All right. No, they're not. I got it turned off.
It-
Oh, she's a nice girl.
now he says, "Oh, she's a nice girl."
She is. I didn't
Yeah,
say she
that
wasn't
erases
nice.
all the bad things you were saying.
She's not like the two hotties that came in here yesterday.
So I think the wide angle lens, the price has come down. I think it was 89 originally. You can find it for 59.
Yeah, it's because I guarantee it's because
Didn't catch on.
it's limited use.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Now, what it would be really good for is a nighttime, if you're going to be doing like a nighttime hyperlapse. It'd be cool for that.
The average flyer would not even buy that because they go, what do I need that for? You know? You got to have a specific use.
Yeah, one being an Air 3S.
For the wide angle lens?
You would need an Air
You talking about a
3S.
wide angle lens?
Yes.
Man, you get beautiful pictures with a wide angle lens. I use it. I keep one on the Air 3S.
Well, you're one of the few people. You're
Anytime
one
I
of
want
the
a
few
wide angle
people.
shot, I use the Air 3S. I want a regular shot, I use the Air 3. Well, as photos, it's good to use. Now, you ain't gonna do too much videos with it, but
No, you got to have a specific use for it.
yeah, the photo shots.
Ask me how many, Jonathan, how many shoots, how many photos I take with my drone? Zero.
Well, yeah.
I shoot all video because my theory is this, Jonathan. I can
What's
take
that?
video and pull pictures, but I can't take pictures and turn it into video.
Yeah, that's true.
The video snap, the video, if you capture a frame, isn't going to be the quality of a image. It's not going to be bad, but it's not going to be the resolution that if you wanted to blow it up would work real well. It's kind of
Well,
like
like I
the
say,
iPhone.
if I personally want a picture, which is, I don't think I have any pictures on my computers that I've taken out of videos, but I can do that if I want to. You know, if somebody says, I'd like to have a picture of that. Okay, whatever.
Yes, you have the option for sure. I agree with you, Paul. And
Oh, I would have thought that you would have like a collage of pictures of like every ship that came through.
No, you just go to my YouTube channel and there's 4,000 ships that come through.
Okay, just let me know. Okay, and so I did.
Right. There's 4,000 videos you're talking, right?
Yep.
All right, but now suppose you had somebody who just wanted to see pictures of the ships.
That's up to them. That's not up to me.
You can't expect them to go looking for 4,000 videos. No, I'm saying I would have thought like you took a picture as well as your videos, right? But like had a collage.
No,
of
no, I
every
don't
ship
do
that came
I
through.
don't do collages or one single shots. Strictly
So
all video.
Paul, you need to do something like this with your ships.
What's that?
Look at the screen.
Right. Collage.
Today's date.
So I shoot sphere shots as much as I can, and this is a 2-year project for me, and I put it
Well,
together.
there you go. If that's your thing, I can hardly remember how to edit a video and turn it into a ship video. My mind isn't what it used to be, Lance.
Sure.
There's times when I come back after shooting a video, I have to sit here for a second and look at the computer and say, now, how do I do this again?
How is your ship run this morning?
Good. The Paul Tregurtha. Well,
Hey.
the other one that I did very early this morning was the Victory, which was just after sunrise. Was the Victory Victory 1, which is a Victory Cruise Lines out of the U.S. and it's a much smaller. It's not like the big ones that I shoot, but it's nice. It still costs $10,000 or $12,000 a head to ride it. It's a passenger.
You did the Paul something or other the other day, about a week ago.
Yep.
Same ship?
Yep. Paul Tregurtha.
I'm gonna make a poster for you with all your with about 15, 20 ships and send it to you. And you'll think, why the heck haven't I been doing this?
No, I won't. I appreciate the offer, but it'll fall on dead ears. You hear, you know. The Paul Tregurtha, that's the one I just went and got again, and the reason I got it again was the Paul Tregurtha is why it's a male name. They call it the Queen of the Great Lakes because it's the biggest ship on the Great Lakes.
So it identifies as a female?
Yep. It's a trans ship. No, it's just that historically, in the maritime talk, is the biggest and baddest of everything is referred to as her.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like that in life too. The biggest and baddest among us usually is the wife.
And the botched Carter administration's response to that was one of the reasons I wanted Ronald Reagan, my first presidential role in 1980. I think that what happened over the weekend was what the
Yeah, if you go look at some of my ship videos of military ships coming down through the river. The one, they were on the 50 calibers on the bridge, and they would just follow my drone as I'm going around.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. But I don't do
That
any
would-
special
That would
notifications.
be intimidating.
Yeah. I don't do anything special. Just shoot them. It's a ship, And at one point in time, I got some submarines too. Going up on 'em. Well, guys, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to call it till later tonight.
I tell you, Paul, I don't know how you're not in jail. Because
Are you saying-
submarines are illegal to shoot pictures of, for one.
I'm too famous for that.
No, I don't care how
in
famous
fact-
you are.
In fact, I was down with the Coast Guard and with military guys when I shot them, and they says, "Can we get copies of that?"
Yeah, but what I'm saying is submarines, it's illegal to take pictures of.
Well, what these submarines were was World War II submarines. I think they were going up to be put up as like a floating monument or something.
Yeah. But remember,
Yeah,
just remember, a military ship has a TFR.
I don't check for TFRs. Don't care.
Yeah, I tell you, one day, I'm just telling you,
Nope, never happened.
you'll never
Not
fly
in
again.
my lifetime, Joe.
Well, I hope not. You'll never fly again. They won't let you. You'll be Philly of Michigan.
Joe, there's two in the Tacoma waterway, and anytime I get close, I can't get, and I haven't tried in a couple years, but it would not let me get any closer than probably 300 yards. It would give me my geo zone. I'm sure that's not in effect anymore, but I just don't go over there anyway.
And we were strictly told when I was in the military, when I was taking pictures, and the people knew I took pictures. If we got anywhere around the submarines, do not take a picture of them. Because you will, they said, if you take a picture of them, we catch you taking a picture of them, you will not only be tried for it, but you will be kicked out the military. They said, because it's illegal I didn't know it was illegal on a regular ship, but that came out a few weeks ago, about a month ago. It's on YouTube somewhere that there is a TFR around every naval ship. And it's like 500 feet. So it's not, I know it'd be nice to fly, but it ain't worth it. I'm arrogant about a lot of stuff, but I won't be arrogant about that.
Well, that's because you're military.
And,
No,
and
I'm
these two,
smart enough
these
to know
two,
that it's not worth fighting.
these two naval ships that are in Tacoma, they're kind of like, I don't know, they would kind of be like FedEx type of, they carry cargo, it's
Right.
not like they have guns or anything on them, but
Cargo carriers.
they're the gray, military
Yeah.
naval ship color.
Well, they have Ship Week here. That's what it all came up about. They have Ship Week here, and the Navy brings a bunch of ships in. I said I was going to go out and fly them. That's when the video came out from somebody about Ship Week. Don't get anywhere near them because even though they're coming in and they're not on duty, they still have TFRs, because they don't want too many views of it to go back anywhere. So it's like, and I think it was, I want to say it was Pilot Institute that did it. Somebody did it. If you look it up on YouTube, it's Navy ships TFR, and they said that if you get caught doing it, it's serious, very serious. They will take that so serious.
Hey, Joe, have you been watching the news? I see that Iran and Israel have been swapping.
Well, what they did was they had 12 hours till the ceasefire went into effect, and Iran shot one missile. Now Iran said they didn't shoot a missile, so it could have been one of their cronies that shot one, just to mess with somebody. But when they shot the missile, Israel came back at them with a bunch, right? So they said, "Oh well, Israel just violated the ceasefire," and they said there's no ceasefire anymore, like that. So Trump this morning said, when he was leaving, he dropped the F-bomb.
Yeah,
He
I
said-
heard that.
He said, the problem you got two countries fighting each other for so long, they don't know what the F they're doing.
Yep.
He was mad.
Yeah, he was. Well, probably mad and frustrated too, because
Oh,
of all
yeah.
the hard work
'Cause-
he's put into
Because
it.
right before that, he told the reporters, if I can get away from y'all, I'll go find out what the hell is going on. You
Yep.
know? Like that. Then he walked over there and the other guy asked him that. He said, the problem is I'm mad at Israel for not only going last night, but going again this morning. Like that. He said, the problem is you got two countries that have been fighting so long, they don't know what the F they're doing. I thought that was cool because that was
He used the full word too.
that was strong.
Yep.
You know, that was strong. And I'm waiting for the Democrats to come out and say, well, he cursed the F word. Let's go back to all the clips that they said F Trump and all of this to Democrats, you know?
Yep.
They were the ones cursing 3 months ago. You know, so I don't know. It's time for the resurrection. So I can go outside and jump up and go. Hey, good to see you, Justin.
Paul, I have so much sand in my hair right now. I can't get it out.
Well, you got gray hair? You gonna dye it or what?
Sandy hair.
Yeah, you don't like it, so he's gonna dye his hair because it's getting sandy hair now.
I got pummeled yesterday on the beach. Almost lost my sunglasses.
Well, look at it this way: you lose a pair of sunglasses on the beach, you might be like Don, find a better pair.
How you doing, Justin?
Oh, good.
Hey, Justin.
Took that pill 20 minutes ago and is telling me you need to go to the bathroom.
Sarah's mom's gone for 2 weeks.
Heads need to roll, Joe. Heads need to roll.
Where'd she go?
Up to Connecticut for her high school reunion and some other shit. And visit some family up there and stuff.
That's her roots.
Yeah. Their 50th high school reunion. 50th year, I guess, or whatever it is. Did you guys ever go to one of your high school reunions?
I don't think I ever have.
I went to my 10. I went to 2 high schools. I graduated from one, of course, but the other one I grew up in. And I went to the 10 to the 20 on the one that I graduated. I went to the 40 on both of them. And I'm coming up to 50 in 28. I don't know what I'll do, if anything.
Yeah, I know my class, they did one for the 10-year, or they were planning it, and then it all fell through. They had this whole Facebook page and everything. And all of a sudden, like 6 months before the reunion, everybody just like stopped talking on there and nothing was ever said again. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the 40 year, the one that I didn't graduate from, but I grew up in that town from 2nd grade to 11th grade, was more fun than any of my other reunions of the school that I only went to for a year. Just because I grew up with all those kids.
Well, yeah, and you were only there for a year and didn't grow up with any of them. None of the people are probably going to remember you.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be like, who?
Although when I walked the halls, they said, "Do you know who he is?" I said, "I'm a friend of Joe's."
Hey, Justin,
What's up?
I don't know whether it's true or not, but there was a post on Facebook that I saw about a trailer for Beekeeper 2.
Oh, okay.
And it was explaining the story, so I don't know whether it's actually it must have been filmed if they've got a trailer for it. So
What's
it
up,
can't be
everybody in the
that
chat?
far.
Yeah, even though Jason Statham makes like every one of his movies is damn near the same kind of action movie, I love him. He's just a good actor. I love those type of movies though, where like the guy goes and gets justice, you know, takes out a bunch of jackasses, you know.
Yeah.
Like the first Beekeeper movie, you could probably find 100 movies out there that use that same storyline.
Oh yeah.
As far as just, you know,
like The Equalizer.
Yeah.
The Bricklayer.
Equalizer, that's what I was thinking of the other day. They did a TV show on Netflix and put
Yeah.
What's her name as the main character?
They did. They did a woman one. But the original Equalizer was Edward Woodward.
I didn't know that there was actually one before that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What's up, everybody in the chat? I can't see it at the moment. What was that, like back in the 70s or something? Or 80s?
It might have been 80s, but yeah, it was a while back.
So my nephew, who's a police officer in Oklahoma City, was the guy that captured the guy that shot in the Oklahoma City, Indiana game. So here's some footage. You don't see him, but there's the shot just rang out. Everyone's fleeing, and it's the guy that tackled the guy and arrested him.
Who was that?
Oklahoma City, Indiana basketball game on Sunday night. After the game, Oklahoma City was celebrating, and so this is after the game. There was a shooting in the streets, and so my nephew was on call. You know, he was working the game, and he tackled the guy and arrested him. I wish I could show you the picture he sent me, but I don't know how to transfer it from my phone to.
Was he a cop or was he a?
My nephew's a policeman. He's actually works for the FBI.
Oh, he's what is he on a task force with him or something?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the way to go, man. You want to get your foot in the door in an agency, being a cop.
Working undercover, so he didn't have his uni on. And somebody shot a video of him breaking up the Indiana players with the crowd. So he was kind of, the crowd was just egging on the Indiana players as they were walking to their bus. And he was like, okay, we need to get these Indiana players to their bus safely.
Well, that'll be a big feather in his cap, won't it?
So how'd your son's first day at his job go, Joe? I guess he's not here.
I don't know. He's there. He's working now.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything. I'll hear it later. But they're paying him cash for the next 3 days, 200 a day. And then he officially on the payroll Friday. And they asked him, they said, we could put you on payroll tomorrow. And you get paid next Friday, right? And he said, I hate to be that guy, but is there any way you could pay me ahead of time for the 3 days after I do the 3 days, right? Like that?
Right.
Said if you could pay me Thursday and then put me on payroll. And he said, because I got a couple of bills to pay and I need to get it before next week. You know, and they said, oh, no big deal. They said they'll just pay him in cash. You know? But they told him straight out, they said, we understand that you want to go be a cop and that you're going to leave us probably, but we'd rather have you here from what we've seen, and it looks like your work ethic. And he said, the two people involved in it said, we'd rather have you here for 7 months, 6 months with us than somebody that's going to work half of what you're going to probably do for the same time, you know? And they said, and in 3 months, you'll get an evaluation, a 90-day evaluation, and it'll bring your pay up. And he said, and I'm going to be honest with you, I wanted to start you higher, but it's not fair to everybody that we don't start higher, you know? Actually started him at 23, but they started everybody at 21. So he did get paid a little bit more. And they're saying that if you work out like we think you're going to do, and you want to do the learning to be the sprayer that does a spray foam and get the little certificate, they said that brings you up to about $35 an hour.
Is he gonna do that?
He said, oh, yeah, hell yeah. He told me, why wouldn't I, you know?
How much was he making an hour when he was a cop?
I don't remember, like 30.
Okay, so about the same as what he's making, a little bit more.
Yeah, he's telling me if he's making $35 an hour and getting like 10, 12 hours overtime a week, he said he may wait and be a cop later.
Yeah.
I said, you know, you're going to go in January. He said, yeah, I'm going in January. But at least he'll have something to do 5 days a week, you know?
David said,
he'll be out of his own way.
David said, can someone tell Joe time to buy a bamboo printer? Don't forget.
Oh, it's on sale now, right?
They're doing some big sale or something?
Yeah, that one I want, the A1 S, I think it is, enclosed, $6.99 with the AMS.
So that's $200 off.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
$479. You see, it's $200 off on that one. It's $479 for the other one, which is it's not as much off. I'd rather spend the $6.99 and get the AMS with the enclosed unit.
Oh, they got the A1 Mini down to $219.
Yeah.
How long is the sale for?
Might only be today.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier, but it wasn't. It said it came on at where's my iPad? Came on at 10 Eastern time. So it just came on.
I want the A1
Was
Mini.
that the bamboo printer?
Yeah, let me look.
Damn, I wish I won't have the money till next week. I
What
want
was
that
that,
mini.
Joe? The bamboo printer? Is that what you're talking about?
It's the bamboo printer with the 4-color AMS. So you got the system, it's all enclosed and it's on top. And $6.99 instead of $8.99.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, no.
Which one is it? The P1S?
It actually says June 24th to July 15th.
Is it the P1S you're looking for?
Yeah.
That one's $4.99 on their site.
Well, I'm looking. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm at
Yeah.
all 6 of the
Without
printers
the
they
A-
have.
Where you at?
Is that
Let's
without,
see.
is that without the AMS though?
P1S is $4.99 without the AMS.
Come out right. Don't know how to spell that one.
Okay, yeah, the P. Okay, that's with the combo $6.99. Okay.
Not six.
Yeah, because I figure if I can get the one enclosed and knock 200 off, it's not a bad deal, you know?
They're practically giving them away.
Yeah, normally $9.49.
I think Joe should get 4 of them. What do you think, Lance?
I think I should not buy 4.
I think 5 or 6. He really needs to fill the landfill up. Just have him lined up printing all kinds of alligators that bend and talk and glow in the dark. And
And they give you a free maker's supply kit and accessory pack. I have no idea what that the hell is.
it's because it breaks a lot, it sounds like.
Like I said, I'm surprised you haven't gotten into 3D printing, Lance.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Come on, you know you want to.
Okay, sold. Just added it to my cart.
P1S with the AMS2 is $8.19.
You know, it's one more thing to learn, and I don't know that I want to try to learn another thing.
Well, get the school to buy one for you, and include it in your class.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way it's going. I'm sure when I retire, they're going to get rid of the photography department and probably put something like a maker space in its place. They'll keep the broadcast because that's too visual for the school district. They like that, but the photography, not so much. I don't think. So my guess is it would be like this is a maker space and one class of broadcasting. It's probably what they're going to replace me with.
Chody said Joe better go and sell all his drones and go into 3D printing. Probably safer for him. Yeah, those are some good prices, David, for sure.
Can fix stuff. It's his first name.
That's JDS.
JDS, yeah.
John.
Morning.
His actual name's John.
I'll probably
I
ask
can't
that
sign
again.
into the account because I don't know that's all on my computer at home. So
You don't know what?
I don't know the password and shit to get into it. It's at my house.
Come on, Paul. You got to know it. You want us to
Password
help
to
you?
get into what?
To sign into my account on Bamboo. So I'll just wait till tomorrow.
David keeps saying it's a 1-day sale just today. I don't know.
Doesn't say that. It says to July 15th.
If that's the case, I might be able to get that A1.
Put in my password. No, it ain't gonna work that way. Huh. I don't think I spell it right.
I
Just
still
borrow the
wanna
money. Just borrow the money off Sarah, Justin.
Ugh.
Give him a call. Give him a call.
Brother.
Looks like there's mold in those ceilings there, Joe.
Okay, it's on the USA drone flyer. I know that much now. They're sending me a verification code.
Smoke enveloped
Hello.
from the sky.
David is standing to his
How you
to
doing?
his statement that it's 24-hour sale.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
With 2 areas, over 100 firefighters working on the blaze. Georgie Ducker.
So, did the MRI actually find any problems?
I did not get the results yet.
All right.
The fire spread to 2 tower blocks at number 1 Cambridge Street, and people in both buildings were evacuated. Residents of one have since been able to return home. Emergency services remain at the scene on Tuesday, June 24th, tackling and damping down what remains of the building.
That fire, what's it press? Yeah, that was a hell of a fire.
Fire crews will work with investigators to determine the cause and assess structural damage to the building.
Well, it'll have to be knocked down. Then somebody will buy them to build houses. Depends on the case.
Oh, I gotta pick Thomas up.
Going a little down.
Time's it.
Thank you. You too.
Where'd Paul go? Get a ship or something?
He already got one. He's probably playing with Boone. What city are you in right now, Joe? What city is the hospital in?
Yeah. So I sign in on this thing, right? And after I sign in on this thing,
Do what?
so after I sign in on this damn thing, right?
Uh-huh.
We gotta send you another verification code. So keep sending me verification codes. Okay, this one is. I'm gonna give you a minute to do it. Okay, I'm in it now. Now I can go see. Yeah, the total payment on this thing would be $770.
Not
That's
bad.
for the
With
the
tax.
3D print with the PS1 with the AMS and the Maker Supply kit that sells for $36. They're giving to me for a gift.
They must be planning on getting a big shipment or something in, and they're trying to get rid of the ones they've been sitting on. What'd you find the video, Lance, or something?
No, I'm just reading the article. I'm trying to see if they don't name my nephew as capturing the dude, but this is it's kind of the.
Honestly, with your nephew
Yeah,
being
make a
undercover and being
verification
on a
code.
task force, they're probably not going to say his name. The AM2 is much faster. You may want to consider that, David said, Joe.
I don't have that money. Yeah, but how much is the difference in the price?
I don't know. Just
There is a strict limit of 3 per order. Don't wait. Order now. The order call for the Ethan Sent for 4802 or visit getcopperhead.com. So call for the Ethan Sent for 4802 or visit getcopperhead.com. Order now.
Which one you said? The AM1?
no, he said the AM2 is much faster. You may want to consider that.
Okay, they don't have an AM2 on the sale.
Hold on. I thought
Computer,
I
right?
saw it.
I mean, the
Do what? I thought I
All they have
saw
is
it
the
on there.
Mini, the AMS Lite, the A1, the P1P, the X1C, and P1S. That's all they got on sale.
Let's see here. No. They do have it because you have the P1S, which is $499. The PS1 combo, which you were looking at, was $699, and then they had the AMS2 Pro combo for $819.
Was that just the combo of 819?
Yeah, it's the AMS2 Pro combo. So
That's
it's
not on sale, right?
it says $819. I don't know what the original price is.
I don't see that one.
Yeah, I'm
Look down
looking at
for
it right here on their site. Yeah, it's marked down from $1,100, almost $1,200, down to $819.
Must be, it's not on, it says printers and AMS, it's not listed there.
Hold on. Let me I'll send you the link in Facebook for that exact printer from the site.
I'll go just the printer site, go off of the sales. I'm looking at the sale. I'm looking through the whole thing, I don't see it at all. Yeah, it's not a sale price though.
Jesus.
What?
I was watching this clip you sent me.
Which one?
He said they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh my god. Oh god. So I love him because
You
he
like that?
then that's why I like him, because he talks like us. You don't
Yeah, I know.
sugarcoat shit and talk like a fucking political robot.
Yeah, it's not a bad price for that, but I don't want to spend extra money.
I have never in my life heard a fucking politician drop the
The
F-bomb.
put the link in the chat, Justin,
For what?
for what you just watched. That
Oh, Joe sent it to me. Hold on,
I
I'll
sent it
find
to
it.
you.
Hold
I
on.
sent it to you, Lance.
I'll
Okay.
find him.
Thanks, Joe.
It's not all that much more, depending on what the tax takes it up to. If you're going to be paying $770 for that one, and the other one's $819 plus tax, that's going to be what? Maybe only $100 more.
Yeah, I'm looking at that now. Hold on.
Oh, I got the unedited version, Joe.
Yeah. Mine was the unedited. No, mine was edited.
Yeah, because yours was
I
on
didn't catch
TV.
him when he first did it.
Oh, no. I'll send it to you. He's got a point though, and I'm glad he's pissed at both because both of them shouldn't have fucking done what they did. Now I could see the one missile thing being a mistake because that could have been some rogue, person within their organization that decided to do that.
Yeah.
But still, you should have just left it alone.
Do me a
Especially
favor,
with
Justin. What's the name of that thing again? AM what?
it's the AM2 Pro. Isn't that what he said it was called?
Yeah, I'll do it in a sec. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
There you go. There's the link in the chat if anybody wants to see the unedited version.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at it in a minute. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. I hate this thing. Hate using the phone.
God. Oh my God. That was funny. That is hilarious. Oh, the media is gonna have a field day with that one later. Yeah, good for him calling both of them out being jackasses. Jesus. Fucking let the shit go. You guys, like I said, it's not like you're even touching borders. Jesus. I went on, I was in the car yesterday looking for some stuff, and Aubrey was digging in the little center console in the back, like back behind it, between the seat and the console. And she felt something, and I reached down there and grabbed it, and it's a freaking 8 GB memory or 8 GB thumb drive. I plugged it in my computer, had nothing but Christmas music on it. Had about 100 different Christmas songs on it. Philip, he's doing all right. Just more or less being monitored at the moment in the hospital. He seems to be doing okay.
Oh man.
Oh, Paul, I found an unedited version on YouTube
Of the what?
of Trump dropping the F-bomb.
Oh yeah.
I put it in the chat. You
can tell he was frustrated.
I don't blame him, man. Both of them, oh my God. The whole area is just nothing but fucking problems.
Yeah, Philip, I had to go take a quick shower because I've got a doctor's appointment this afternoon.
Yeah, I gotta leave in about 40 minutes to go pick up Thomas.
I'll buy them for you.
I'm actually gonna get off here in about 20 minutes to go take a
that's
shower.
a tanker there going south.
The kids go to camp next week. And Sarah will have the house all to ourselves.
Oh, they're going to camp?
Yeah.
That's good for them, isn't it? They like that, don't they?
Two oldest don't want to go.
Really?
Nah, they're getting at that age, but Sarah told them they were already paid for this year, so they have to go. So.
Is the pipe definitely
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Do you want the torch?
No.
Hey, Music Norwegian.
Yeah, this will be the last year for Kat for the two oldest.
How old are they getting to be now?
Well, Kelsey will be 18 this year.
Oh, and she's going to camp?
Yeah. She's
Oh,
going
wow.
more for,
I didn't know they had camp for 18-year-olds.
no, she's gonna be 18 this year. She's only
Yeah, but
17. She's still in high school though. They do it all the way up to high school.
all the way up through high school, because I remember camp used to be like the YMCA used to have a camp, and it used to be up to the age of about 13 or 14 years old.
No, because the 11th and 12th grade kids will tend to be like counselors more than campers.
Oh, they use them kind of like forced labor.
Oh, they get a little bit more freedom too, being a counselor too.
Yeah.
So. No, I do it all the way up through high school.
Well, Justin, I think I know you're going to leave shortly. I think I'm just going to call it because I'll be back on later.
Yeah, I got to get off here in a few minutes to go
Okay.
take a shower anyway. So.
Everybody, hey, thanks for being here. We'll see all of you again later today. I'm hoping I can be on time. I have an appointment at the Secretary of State's office for what time is it?
For what?
4:10 p.m.
You're driving like
for tags and new driver's license. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Hey, we'll see ya.